Very good morning, respected Secretary DHR and DG ICMR, Professor Dr. Balram Bhargav, Speaker of today's program, Sister BK Shivani, Dr. Samiran Panda, Head of the ECD Division of ICMR, Directors of the ICMR Institute, Heads of the Technical Division of ICMR, Scientists, Technical and Administrative Staff of ICMR and its institutes, colleagues and friends. I welcome you all on this very important occasion of International Yoga Day. Today, we are celebrating the 7th International Day of Yoga. The theme for this year, Yoga Day, is Yoga for Wellness. It reminds us how the practice of yoga can promote the holistic health of every individual. It embodies the unity of mind, body, and soul towards a better health and well-being. Rightly said by our beloved Prime Minister, yoga is a symbol of universal aspiration for health and well-being. It is health assurance in zero budget. Yoga is a journey from me to we. Yoga makes an individual a better person in thought, action, knowledge, and devotion. Due to coronavirus pandemic, we all know the world has changed drastically. The way we think, the way we believe, the way we have, and the way we act and move. It has been a tough and challenging time for all of us. We are facing a health crisis of our lifetime when the people are restricted to their homes to contain the spread. There is a fear of getting infection, stigma related to COVID-19, stress of post-COVID problems, anxiety of helplessness, economic, societal, and other issues, which has caused a huge psychological impact and emotional imbalance along with the physical health aspects. Today, we have with us the globally renowned spiritual guide and mentor, Sister BK Shivani, to touch upon all these issues and give us a new dimension and mantra of being emotionally stable. She doesn't need any introduction. I am confident everyone who is connected here is aware of her impactful orations. We are so grateful that she could spare some time for us despite of her very busy schedule. On behalf of ICMR, I welcome you for this today's program. Before I request Sister Shivani to deliver her talk and connect with all of you, I will request Secretary DHR and DG ICMR, Dr. Balram Bhargav, for his opening remarks on this occasion. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Our chief guest for the International Day of Yoga, Sister Shivani, Honorable Directors of all institutes, Senior Deputy Director General, Senior Financial Advisor, all the heads of division, all the scientists of ICMR, and all colleagues and friends, administration, technologists. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome Sister Shivani, who is a great spiritual guru of India, who has made not only national but international strides and is respected the world over. We are, for the last 1.5 years, have been dealing with the pandemic, the first wave and the ferocious second wave, wherein everyone has lost some close relatives, some friends, some family members, and also people have remained indoors and have been working from home. And the psychological impact has been immense and has caused a lot of emotional and psychological trauma in individuals, both of young as well as old. And therefore, the learnings from our Upanishads, from our Purans, from yoga, etc., will be of tremendous value to give us inner strength to deal with these issues. I have heard Sister Shivani at a cardiology meeting long time back, several years back, and she is very inspirational, excellent motivator, and a brilliant speaker. And therefore, I will not remain between her and all of you and request her to please guide us in this day of crisis that the whole nation is facing, and her words of wisdom will all help all of us deal with our not only internal stresses but external stresses, which we will be able to cope with her wisdom. Thank you so much.
So over to Sister Shivani. May I kindly request you to please deliver your talk? Over to you.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti and good morning. Let's take a minute of silence as we prepare ourselves to look within. The best is to begin with a minute of silence. And in this moment, just focus your attention to the center of the forehead and gently visualize a tiny point of light here. It's the energy center. We can't see inside, so we just visualize here a little star, the master of this body. I am the master of this body. I am the creator. I am the creator of every thought, feeling, word, and behavior. I am the master of my mind, my intellect, and my sense organs. I am a peaceful, powerful being. Please say this to yourself in your mind. I am a peaceful, powerful being. And visualize that as you create this thought, the vibration radiates from the energy center into the body, because every thought is a vibration. And as we say, I am a peaceful, powerful being, we're radiating energy of peace and power to every cell of our body. And the vibration radiates from me into the world. I am a peaceful, powerful being. Om Shanti. First and foremost, it's my fortune to be with those who have been instruments not just for the country, but the world will call you the angels of God, who have protected the entire country. And so I'm sure that along with the challenges and the pressures that were there in the last 1.5 years, one thing is certain, that a lot of blessings were coming your way. Millions and millions, unlimited blessings on a daily basis coming your way. So yes, things are tough, but then there's a lot of energy that's radiating towards you. Because each time someone benefits from some karma that we have done, their thoughts of that benefit, the gratitude, radiates to each one who was instrumental in making that happen. So all the blessings of the country come to you every single moment, every single day. And like Brother very sweetly shared, very powerful statement that while we were managing the crisis outside, there were certain things that were also happening in the minds of millions. We all talk about physical health. We know the treatments, we have doctors. We all talk about mental health. Many are now becoming aware of mental health symptoms. We've started talking about it, and we have doctors. But if we look at ourselves right now, we might say, I'm physically fine. I don't have any such ailment. I'm sitting in office, so I'm perfectly okay. and I don't have a mental health issue. So there is a third parameter which we need to check. And that was the most important parameter in this 1 year and will be very important in the coming year, apart from, of course, the physical health protection. But for there were millions all over the country who were not infected with COVID. COVID had not even entered their house. Nobody in their family had it. So physically they were safe, but emotionally extremely disturbed, extremely disturbed. So that is one parameter of health which we need to now start talking about, and most important, start working on for ourselves, and that is the emotional health. So physical health, mental health, doctors will evaluate for us, but emotional health, nobody else can evaluate for me. I have to check my own emotional health, my own emotional health. Because when we say stress, anxiety, worry, fear, pain, these are all emotional health issues. They're not physical, but they're not mental health issues either. They are emotional health issues. So there would hardly be anyone in the country or in the world who can say that I'm emotionally always perfect, which means I am 100% stable in my mind always. No, once in a while we go a little up and down. But when a situation hits, that once in a while doesn't remain once in a while. And that starts happening a little too much. And that's when we had anxiety and panic attacks and anxiety disorders, because emotionally we were not fit. So, as a country and as the world, we need to make this as our priority also, so that we are emotionally fit always. And when a situation comes, the situation only remains a challenge outside. The situation cannot affect our mind. It is our coping skill which was not sufficient, and therefore the mind got affected. Otherwise, the situation cannot affect the mind. What we have seen in the last 1 year, huge rise in mental health issues. What we have also seen is a huge number of domestic violence, of abuse at home. Now, all these things had nothing to do with COVID, right? But they had a lot to do with the coping skills of all those people sitting locked inside their houses. Their ability to keep themselves calm and stable through this crisis. They had not practiced that. They had not trained themselves. And therefore, it just dipped when the situation came. And it resulted in something which was not connected to COVID. So, emotional health is now to be a priority, and which in the industry we called as emotional intelligence. We called it emotional quotient. We've been talking about it for almost 10, 20 years, but still we had not made it a priority in our life. So, first thing is, let's make emotional health a priority. Priority means I will start taking care of my emotional health, like I take care of my physical health. If I take care of my emotional health on a daily basis, in all probability, I will never shift to a mental health issue. I will never shift to a mental health issue if I'm taking care of emotional health as a priority. And that's the reason why this is a necessity in India right now, because our mental health issues are going on a rise. And they're not just because of COVID, they were on the rise even before COVID. Even before COVID. So we cannot put all the blame on COVID and say it's all happening because of COVID. It was there even before. Now it's a wake up call. So to save the country from a crisis of depression and panic attacks and anxiety disorders, as a country, we will need to start taking care of our emotional health. So, first thing, emotional health a priority. Second thing, what is the equation by which I can evaluate my emotional health? So, I'll just share the basic criteria, one simple criteria. There are a few, but let's take one. And I request you to rank your emotional health. You don't have to tell anyone. It's just for you. It's just for you. But just rank your emotional health, which means just grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 will be very low emotional health, which none of you would have, and 10 would be emotionally fit, which means EQ very high. Criteria. Whenever there is a situation, and a situation need not be a COVID crisis, any simple situation during the day, stuck in a traffic jam on the way for a flight to the on the way to the airport for a flight, people not behaving my way, someone not working my way, something not happening right in the family, children not studying properly, someone unwell. These are situations of life. A target at work, somebody at work who's not in harmony with me. These are simple situations in almost everyone's life. Now, the criteria. Whenever there is a situation or a person and a person's behavior, my emotion, which means my thoughts, feelings, and then my words, my behavior, are they dependent on the quality of the situation? Which means, does my inner world depend on my outer world of situations and people? And do I live my life saying, I'm worried because of something outside, I'm upset because of someone, I'm happy because of someone, I'm irritated because of another one, I'm hurt because of someone, I say they hurt me, they upset me, they are very irritating. This looks like very normal vocabulary, but see what this vocabulary is saying. This vocabulary is saying that whatever is getting created here, my emotions are because of something outside. So my mind is totally dependent on the world. So then I want the world to be perfect. I want people to be perfect. I want them to work my way. I want them to behave my way. I want the weather to be my way. I want everything to be my way so that I'll be always happy. And when it's not my way, I've given my mind the permission. And then I said to myself, stress is normal, anger is normal, fear is normal, hurt is normal. And we started calling all uncomfortable emotions as normal. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, please give yourself a number which says, do I react to situations? Or am I able to take charge of my mind and respond another way? Which means if someone doesn't behave properly, can I remain calm? If someone makes a mistake, can I be respectful while correcting them? If I'm stuck in something, can I be stable? This. So, which means, can my response energy be a different quality from the situation energy? Which means I'm not reacting to the quality of the situation, but I'm choosing a different quality response, a quality which is healthy for me, a quality which is good for the situation, because I am not getting overpowered by the situation. I am overpowering the situation. So now I rank myself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 would be a person who's reacting always, doesn't need anything much to get angry, irritated, shouting, get hurt, doesn't need anything, reacting always. We'll say very low emotional health. 10 is one who never reacts and is always choosing a stable response, always in harmony with everyone. And now we place ourselves somewhere, whether I'm 9, I'm 8, I'm 7. I need to evaluate because there is no other test. There's no other scan. There's nothing else which can evaluate my emotional health. And unless I check it, I will not change it. Unless I check it, I will not change it. So I have to check it. And then I have to keep checking it every month to see that I'm going higher and higher and higher. Why so many people had psychological issues in this year? It's a question, right? Why did they have psychological issues in this year? It's because they were not at the best of emotional health before COVID. Anyone who was in the best of health before COVID could not have any issue here during this year, would not have at all. But it was an area of life which was not taken care of before COVID. So if I am on an emotional health of, let's say, 5 or 4, and I'm not even aware of it, I'm living my life. Oh, I said stress is normal, worry is normal. I'm living my life with all that. And suddenly came COVID and lockdown and business industry, financial issues. Then I don't remain at 4. Then I dip to 2. And if I dip to 2, it doesn't take me to go to a mental health issue. So nobody who was emotionally fit before COVID could have had a psychological issue this year. That's certain. Even if they were in isolation, even if they were in ICU, they would have not had a psychological issue. That's the benefit of taking care of our emotional health. Now, once we rank ourselves on 1 to 10, we'll take simple steps how we are going to be able to raise this emotional health index of ours and always keep it very high, because you are instruments of the country to serve the country. And you will keep having challenges, things will come, things might not always be comfortable. But while you are taking care and doing something for the country, self-care is very important. Self-care is very important. So the first equation, equations of life, like equations of science. If my equation is right, doesn't matter which problem comes to me. In my exam, I will pass and I will do well because my equation was correct. But if my equation is wrong, even the simplest problem is going to go wrong because my equation was wrong. So it's the equation which we had to learn and go. Similarly, equations of life. So the first equation is I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, word, and behavior. I am the creator. I cannot say it is because of. It is never because of anybody or anything. People cannot get into my mind and create my thoughts. People cannot create my emotions. Same situation, different people respond differently. If the situation had to create people's response, then same people would have responded the same way in the same situation. In fact, the same person, so which means the same you will respond to the same situation on 2 days differently. Differently. Depends on how you are feeling that day. If you've come in the morning and someone's not cleaned your desk, not kept your glass of water for you, not brought in your tea in the morning, and your morning was not very right, you will get irritated with them and you might even snap at them. But suppose you've had some very good news this morning and you've come into the office extremely happy and nothing is right in the office, yet you're not going to get angry with anybody because you are here at a higher vibration. So we respond to the same scene on 2 different days in a 2 different ways. And on the same scene, different people respond differently, which is simple, that situations don't create our response, and yet we are living our life saying, I'm feeling this because of them. So we are shifting from blame to taking personal responsibility. And this is shifting from being emotionally dependent to becoming emotionally independent. Emotional independence. This is Atma Nirbhar. Atma means Atma, the soul. Nirbhar, dependent. So Atma Nirbhar, self-reliant. Self-reliant. I rely on myself for my emotions. But if I am reacting, then I'm not Atmanirbhar. I'm situation nirbhar. I'm dependent on the situation. I'm people nirbhar. I depend on people. So shifting from dependency to becoming self-reliant, shifting towards becoming emotionally independent. So we will need to write this equation with us, and now we need to see it throughout the day. See it throughout the day. Simple exercise if you could do right now. Just close your eyes and see the last time you got angry. Just bring that scene here. It could be whenever, today, last week. Just see here what happened that day. What did someone do? What was their mistake? And how did I react? And see your reaction. How did you feel here? What did you say? How was your body language? So see the stimulus and see your reaction. And now, the same stimulus comes again today evening. Identical stimulus. Now focus attention on yourself. Could I respond differently today to the same situation? If you think yes, put yes in your chat box. Let's see how many feel we could respond differently to the same situation. Same situation, nothing will change. Their mistake will be the same, everything, the chaos will be the same. But if I have a choice, can I respond to the same scene differently today? Yes, simple. The answer is yes for everybody. This is where our power lies, which means I can choose a different response to the same situation. And yet, that day when I got angry and I said certain things, and then I was sitting on my chair, not happy, and someone came up to me and said, what happened? Kya hua? I said, look at them, they don't do anything right. And I justified my anger. And probably my colleague also said, exactly. Obviously, it was natural to get angry when they behave that way. So we justify our wrong behaviors, our reactions, which means we justify our emotional illnesses. We are saying it's normal to be ill. And when we said that as a society, it's normal to be ill, people chose to be ill many times in the day, many times in the day. So now, when I'm aware that this is not good for my health, and when it's not good for the health of my mind, it can never be good for the health of my body. It never ever can. And that's why all our healthcare professionals are saying most illnesses are lifestyle diseases. So, lifestyle is not just eating, drinking, exercising, sleeping. Lifestyle is here. Life, the energy. When this leaves, it's a dead body. So, lifestyle, my style of thinking, my style of feeling, my style of speaking, my style of behaving, my style of working, that's lifestyle. So if I am like, why did you do this? How could you do this? And I keep behaving like that many times in a day. Each time, every vibration from here is radiating to the body. This is yoga. Yoga means connection. Connection. So the first yoga is my thoughts with feelings. So mental health depends on how I think. My second yoga is my thoughts radiate to my body. So why many illnesses are psychosomatic illnesses? Why people are saying, I'm a strict vegetarian, I've never had alcohol, never smoked, I exercise daily. How could I have this health issue? Because I did not keep this as my lifestyle issue. So every time I'm hurt, I'm upset, I'm getting stressed, I'm getting worried, I'm angry, I'm jealous, I'm competing with people, I'm comparing myself with people, not contented with life, it is radiating a disturbance, vibration to the body. But it will not show immediately. But over a period of 10 years, 15 years of radiating that kind of energy to my body, now it starts manifesting as an energy blockage in the body. And then that energy blockage in the body starts manifesting as a physical blockage. First, it's only an energy blockage. Then it becomes a physical blockage. Then it becomes a physical clot or a tumor or a blockage of energy. And then what we would do is just go to the doctor and have it removed. So we will remove the physical blockage. We will still not remove the energy blockage. We will still not remove the emotional pattern blockage. And then sometimes the illness recurs, recurs. And the doctor will say, you know what, take care, this can happen again. Why should it happen again? If I have been treated, why should it happen again? Because I was treated only at a physical level. It was only removed from the third stage of my system. The first stage of the blockage is here. The second stage of the blockage is an energy blockage in the country, in the body. And the third blockage is in the body physical. And I go and remove the physical blockage. I don't remove this and I don't remove energy. It again manifests. So whenever I see a symptom, I need to create a lifestyle change. I cannot just go and get it treated and removed and finished. It will recur. And there are so many ailments for which the doctor will say, we live with this. We manage this with our medicine. We manage our diabetes, our hypertension, our all this with medicine. Why? Because it requires a lifestyle change. Medicine cannot handle it. It requires a lifestyle change. So emotional health is important. So please use this equation. Keep going back to it repeatedly. Keep it somewhere on your table or on your notepad where you can see it many times and remember. And each time you blame someone or something for how you're feeling, just take 20 seconds, sit back and say, what they did was wrong, how they worked was wrong. But what I created here was my choice, my choice. And I can respond differently, not right or wrong, just a healthy response, a response which is healthy for my mind, for my body. That's the response that I need to create. People will always be different. People will never work my way always. And if I keep reacting, I'm affecting my emotional health, mental health, and physical health just because somebody else is not working right. So I have to learn. It's a lifestyle to discipline people, to get work done, to complete our target. without affecting my health. This is a lifestyle change. This is a lifestyle change. So the first equation, I am the creator of my every thought and feeling. Second, which are the healthy emotions? Because once I know it's emotional health, then I need to know which one is the healthy one, which one is not the healthy one for me. So let's just create two columns and write out some of our emotions, and then we can keep adding to the list. Stress, which the world calls normal. The world says it's necessary. The world says it's natural. People say some of it is good. Some people say it's positive stress. We've got all kinds of words associated with our stress. How can stress be healthy, natural, good? Because it is an emotion which is creating an unhealthy impact on the body. What happens to children before an exam? What happens to children before an exam when they are stressed? A child can get fever before an exam. He's fine the next day after the exam is over. He can get nausea, acidity, hands sweating, mouth going dry before a public talk. Why all these things happen? And immediately when the event is over, we are fine. So the parents will say, were you lying? You were perfectly fine now. No, it was a stress induced effect in the body. So when something can manifest up to the body level, then what impact it could be having on the mind? And we all called it normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. So let's not call stress normal. Stability and calm is normal. Stability and calm is normal. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. That's what we learned in school. Pressure divided by resilience. Pressures are there, but pressure divided by resilience. Resilience, my inner power to cope with the pressure. Pressure can be the same for everyone. COVID was also a pressure for the entire country, a higher pressure for you. But so many people sitting at home with the most insignificant pressure, but very low resilience power, were creating huge amount of stress. Huge amount of stress. So that's why it's not about the pressure. It's about the denominator, the resilience. So stress is not normal. Pressure is normal. Pressure is normal. We will always have pressures in our life. For a child, an exam is also a pressure, but it is pressure divided by my inner resilience. So we focus on the denominator. So stress is an emotional illness. What is a disease? Dis-ease. This is my ease, and then it's a dis-ease. So that is a disease. So something is normal in my body. When it shifts, we call it a disease. It has shifted from its original ease position to a dis-ease. Similarly, in the mind, calm and stability, normal, I'm very comfortable. And suddenly I create 5 thoughts and my mind goes turbulent. Dis-ease, stress. Stress. You're sitting at office, absolutely comfortable, mind is calm, and you suddenly create a thought. What's going to happen next year? Suddenly the mind will create this thought. What's going to happen next year? And then the mind says, but what if this happened? What if my child doesn't get admission? Now the school has not yet started. Just create 8, 10 thoughts like that, and you have shifted from your ease to disease. And we will call that worry. Worry. But people said it's normal to worry. Worry is not normal. Care is normal. So we have to be very clear which is an emotional illness and which is emotional health. So stress is an illness. Calm and stability is health. Worry is an emotional illness. Care is emotional health. Care for people. And care for people means pure positive thoughts for them. Not how will this, why will this. Take care, don't panic was the first line during COVID. Take care, don't panic. And yet, society learned to take care. Don't panic, they ignored. They said, what do you mean, don't panic? Fear is not normal. Fearless, confident, faith is normal. Anger is an emotional illness. Compassion, empathy, respect. Discipline people with respect, not hitting at them in your mind and in your words. Anger is an emotional illness. We lose control over ourselves. Even our oximeter will show us that we've shifted from health. So anger is an emotional illness. Compassion, respect, empathy, understanding the other person. Complaining, this is not right, this is not good, this is not how it should be. Illness, it's going to radiate uncomfortable energy to my body. Gratitude. Gratitude. Powerful energy. Healing energy. Gratitude. Criticism. Emotional illness. Appreciation. Motivation. Advice. Correction. But with love. That is normal. Comparison. Comparing ourselves with other people. Emotional illness. We'll never be happy. Self-respect. Self-respect is emotional health. So expectations, acceptance. Acceptance is health. Hurt is an illness. Forgiveness, letting go. This is emotional health. And everything which is an emotional health is going to manifest into good physical health. Everything. If I hold on to some hurt and I'm not able to forgive someone and I'm not able to release it from my mind, it doesn't remain like a blockage here. It creates a blockage in the body. But it'll create after a few years. And I say, I just cannot forgive. I cannot forget that. And I hold on to it. I don't make any effort to release it. It will create a blockage in the body. And then again, we will clean it only from the body. The hurt remains. Chances again, it will manifest into something. Because this is in yoga. The mind and the body is connected through the energy vibrations. So whatever the mind is creating is going to impact the body. It's going to impact the body. So the mind better create the right things so that the body remains healthy. And the last, of course, there would be a whole lot of list of emotions. Competition. Again, a deep ingrained system in society. Life is a competition. We're always in a race with people. Everyone seems to be a competitor. Everyone seems to be a competitor. People are competing even at home. Who's a better person? Who does my child love more, me or my spouse or the grandparents? These are all subtle signs of competition. The more and less is always a competition. That's not emotional health. Emotional health is cooperation, sharing, caring, kindness. These are very healthy emotions. Even the word sounds good. And when we create it, we feel very healthy in the mind and in the body. Now we have both these lists, and all of us create both these emotions. We only need to check which one is more often. Jealousy, emotional illness, being happy when other people do well, internally being happy and blessing them, emotional health. So now for raising my EQ, I only need to be on this side most of the time and gradually shift to being this side almost all the time. Almost all the time. And if anyone was working on using these emotions most of the time, COVID could have done nothing to their mind. It could not. Even all these things which said this has side effects, this is this. Why does it not happen to everybody? Why does it not happen to everybody? Because it will not happen to everybody. It will only happen to the person depending on the state of their mind and body. Depending on their state of mind and body. So now let's start using this list more often. And most important, let's call this list as normal. This is normal. We're calling stress, anger normal, and we're saying, I want peace. I want happiness, which means disease is normal and I want health. How will I get health? How will I get it? From where will I get it? I have to create it. So let's start calling this list as normal. As a society, this is the deep conditioning that needs to be changed. I have to start calling this as normal and start calling all these as emotional illnesses. Only then people will start changing it. Otherwise, they're going to live with it because they have been told that it's normal. So let's start using this now. Simple lifestyle habits, which are going to make it easy for us to shift from this to this side, this to this side. Another spiritual equation, Sankalp se Siddhi, which means thoughts manifest. This is power, amazing power. Thoughts manifest. So I can use the power of my mind to manifest what I want. I need to use that power. Another one, Sanskar se Sansar. Everybody wants to change the world, want to create a beautiful world. We're working very hard outside to create a beautiful world. It won't happen till I change my sanskar. So whether the world is my body, whether the world is my family, whether the world is my organization, हमारा संसार, हम कहते हैं ना ये हमारा संसार है. So whether my world is my organization, whether the world is my country or the world is my planet, the change only happens Sanskar se sansar. These are our ancient spiritual equations. These are our ancient, it's in our culture, in our heritage. We just need to start talking more about them so that we understand that the world does not change from outside in. The world changes from inside out because of yoga, connection. Every thought is connected to feeling. Every thought is impacting body health, yoga. Third yoga, every thought reaches to people. Our every thought we create for people is going to reach them. Relationships are dependent on how we think, and our relationships in society are becoming fragile. Mental health is an issue, physical health is an issue. And the fourth yoga, every thought is influencing the environment, the air, the water, the plants, everything. So environmental health is also because we are in yoga. So if I want to change anything in these four things, mental health, physical health, social health, relationships, professional health, because it's my mind who's doing the work, and environmental health, the change has to be in my way of thinking. Nothing else will be able to heal these things if we try and do it outwardly on the surface change. It has to be from the seed. This is the seed of life, and then grows the tree. We are trying to change the leaves, trying to change the fruits, the flowers. We're not going and watering the seed, the seed. So let's start taking care here. Now, simple lifestyle habits. Thoughts manifest. So I'm going to start taking care of my thoughts. How? First thing, let's start taking care of our sleep cycle. Sleep has a deep impact on not just our physical health, but on our emotional and mental health. I'm not very sure what are your timings of work, but I assume it must be morning to evening. So if you are leading a normal morning to evening work life and you are home by 7:38, please aim to go to sleep by 10. There is a right time for doing something. It's not that we can just sleep anytime 7 hours. There is a right time when the best energizing is going to happen of the mind and the body. And these are all nothing new. These are lifestyle principles which we used to live by. And not that our grandparents lived by it. Most of us have lived by these principles. It's just in these last 20, 10, 20 years that we changed a lot. And why did we change? Because we are the generation, we are the first generation who got a lot of these new toys of all our technology. So we had the phone, we had the laptop, we had the television. So once we went home, we had so many things which were going to grab our attention. And then once we sat with them, they were all designed to be addictive. They were all designed to be addictive. So we just kept spending more time. And of course, we had a lot of work also that we were doing from home. And that is a reason, as a society, we are tired. The mind is tired. So the only reason why we are falling emotionally and mentally ill, big reason is the mind is tired. It's fatigued, fatigued mind. Why is the mind fatigued? I am sleeping well every day. Okay, so first is if I'm sleeping at 10, till I go to sleep, if I'm checking my work emails, my messages, I'm making calls, I'm talking work, then I'm checking the world news, then I'm watching some movie, watching some serial, I'm reading the newspaper. If I'm doing all this before I go to sleep, then what have I filled into my mind just before I go to sleep? Now, is my mind going to be able to slow down after filling all this content into my mind? It doesn't. It continues to stay in the beta plus stage. But because we're physically tired, we fall off to sleep. Simple sign, please check how you feel in the morning. First, check, are you able to wake up without an alarm? Are you able to wake up without an alarm? Just on your own, a natural waking up, because sleeping and waking up should be natural. So I need to sleep natural, which means I don't need to do anything to fall off to sleep. I don't need to take a medicine, drink, eat anything to fall off to sleep. I just sleep natural and I wake up natural. So if I wake up without an alarm, and when I wake up, I just wake up. I don't feel like sleeping another 10 minutes more and I press the snooze button. No. And when I wake up, do I feel fresh, vibrant, energetic? That is a yogi sleep. That's why it's called Yog Nidra, which means we are in yoga even when we are sleeping. Sleeping. So our sleep should be like yoga. This is a yogi lifestyle. Yogi lifestyle means a healthy, high vibrational lifestyle. So in case this is not happening for you, then very simple things have to be changed. Very, very simple. And you do it, and your family will also start doing it. Everybody will benefit, and especially the children. Very, very important for children to shift to a high vibrational lifestyle. So please aim to sleep by 10. The highest energy time to be asleep is 10 to 2. These 4 hours we should be asleep. Best energizing will happen of the mind and the body. But to go to sleep by 10, again, I don't know about your work, but if your work allows it means not that I choose, it should really allow it. If I need to go to sleep by 10, ideally, after 8 o'clock, my mind should be disconnected from work communication. The mind needs at least 2 hours to process, settle, and slow down. Like we need to have an early dinner. I hope all of y'all have an early dinner, because otherwise the body doesn't go through energizing during sleep. Digestion should not happen during sleep. But because our lifestyle said, oh, but I come late, I eat late, I do, then I am digesting the food during my sleep. If I'm digesting during sleep, I'm not healing during sleep. I can do only one thing. The energy can only do one thing, either digest or heal. So earlier, we used to sleep less. Today, our doctors tell us 7 hours of sleep. Somebody says 8 hours of sleep. Why are they going on increasing the number of hours of our sleep? Why do we really need to sleep so much? It's because of our wrong lifestyle. If we live a right lifestyle, we'll never need 7, 8 hours of sleep, 6 hours, even less than that, and we'll be awake. That's a yogi sleep. That's a yogi lifestyle. So if I lead a healthy lifestyle, I directly save at least on an average 2 hours on a daily basis, because I will wake up. I will wake up after 5.5, 6 hours of sleep, and I will be fresh during the day. But what should I do for that? Eat an early dinner so that my digestion happens 2.5 hours before I sleep. Eat a lighter dinner so that it digests quickly. It is not getting accumulated there, creating any toxins in my sleep. It should be a light, very light, easy to digest dinner. COVID times, everybody is searching the word immunity. The easiest way to build up an immunity, eat food which is healthy, not eat food which is tasty. As a society, we've started eating for happiness. Food was not meant for happiness. Food was meant for health. Health. So how many of my food options are healthy? And how many of them are only because they are tasty? So I have to prioritize health over taste and happiness. Food is not for the mind. Food is for the body. So I choose healthy food, and at night, a lighter food. And I eat early so that I digest my food before I go to sleep. Then 6 hours, 5 hours, my body is energized. But if 2 hours of it goes in digestion, then either it doesn't get energized because I don't sleep longer, or I need to sleep over 8 hours. So see what a waste of time just by making that mistake of how and when I eat. So early dinner and lighter dinner. Dinner should get digested before I go to bed. Similarly, information digestion for the energizing of the mind. So if I have to sleep by 10, by 8 o'clock, I should disconnect from work communication. Keep it for the morning. We can do it in the morning. So disconnect, don't work on emails, messages, phone calls, unless it's a crisis. Apart from that, give this a break. In the era when we did not have technology, so what happened when our parents were coming home? They were at home in their minds. They could not get connected to work because there was no phone, there was no laptop. So from 7 in the evening till about 8 or 9 in the morning till they went to work, they were here rested, rested, relaxed, energized. Next day morning, fresh to work. On a Sunday, they were at work. Nobody could connect to them in their mind. On festivals, they were at work. So automatically, life is designed that way, that we work and then we get rest. We work and then we get rest. So we work, the mind and the body both gets fatigued, then we rest, the mind and the body both gets energized. But since the time we got our technology toys, we are working all the time. That's the reason why the mind is getting tired and impact is coming on the body. So we are working all the time. So 10 o'clock, if I sleep, just before I sleep, I will check my emails and messages. So I've given my mind something to think. And now I say, go to sleep. How will the mind sleep? I just gave it something to think about. If not work, then I'm listening to the world news. Highest TRP of news channels is early morning and late nights. Both the times are extremely toxic for the mind. Recording visuals here of what is happening in the country and the world. There's not too much positive content in the world news. So, recording the visual, the audio impact, the emotional content, and I go to sleep. How will I have good sleep after that? How will I have good sleep after that? Or watching TV serials in which homes are breaking, people are cheating each other, people are using abusive language. I feel that in my mind, I go to sleep. So, as a generation, we are sleep deprived. We sleep deprived. In many countries, and you must be knowing this more than us, sleeping medicine, very highly used medication. So when we reach as a society where we're not able to sleep without a medicine, that means we really moved away from health because our natural sleep is not happening because too much of content. So 2 hours before sleeping, disconnect from work communication, at least 1 hour, ideally two, but at least 1 hour disconnect from all other media, social media. Just disconnect. Don't watch all these stimulating things in the night. If you want to sleep well, let the mind go into the delta stage, the healing happens, and next morning the mind is absolutely energized. Absolutely energized, ready to face any pressure that's going to come in the day because it's fresh, it's energetic. Today, nowadays, when you see people driving to work, on the highway, if I look at people's faces in the car, you won't be able to make out whether it's morning or evening. People look tired even in the morning, only because they didn't sleep right. Check on a flight, in a train, people can sleep any time of the day. If I can fall off to sleep any time of the day, we say very proudly, oh, I can fall off to sleep any time a day. If I can fall off to sleep any time a day, which means I'm sleep deprived, that's why I can fall off to sleep any time in the day. People on a morning flight going to sleep, how can someone sleep at 9 o'clock in the morning after having slept in the night? Sleep deprived. But you ask them, they'll say, but I slept. But the mind did not sleep because you gave your mind so much of work before sleeping. So please let's take care of our sleep hygiene. It's going to be one of the major reasons for our mind and for our body both. So disconnect from all sorts of stimulating media, social media handles. We're free now, time pass, so now I start scrolling. Most of you must have seen the movie documentary last year, The Social Dilemma. And there's a very powerful line they said in that all these things have been designed to manipulate your mind. They are saying it, the ones who designed it. They have been designed to manipulate your mind. What more can they say than that? So if something is designed to manipulate my mind and I'm using it daily, so I'm allowing my mind to get manipulated daily. So obviously my power over my mind is going to start reducing. Now, keep 20 minutes before you sleep for yourself. So the last 1 hour, keep it for light music, a good book, spending time with family, but no problem discussion or argument in the night, 1 hour before sleeping. We are taking the mind from the beta stage to the alpha stage before going to sleep. So if I take my mind to the alpha stage before I go to sleep, then when I go to sleep, it'll go into the delta stage very soon. Then I need less time to sleep. So, and it'll go into the deep sleep. So that hour is something which slows down your mind. Even doing nothing. It's good to be doing nothing sometimes. We don't have to always engage ourselves in something. We don't have to always have one of these toys in our hand of technology. Being with family, reading, writing, any hobby, relaxing, anything, anything. And then last 20 minutes need to be for ourselves. Now, what will we do in the last 20 minutes? 5 minutes. Please write out and release anything that was created during the day which was not healthy. Any wrong emotion created during the day needs to be written out and released from the system, which means writing a diary, a letter, a daily journal, write it out. I got angry with this one, so I just write it out. I'm sorry. I don't say I got angry and they did this, not like that. I just write the correct thoughts. I'm sorry for what I did. If someone else was not right for me, I forgive you for what you did. If something is troubling me, I tell my mind, no problem. I'm sure I'll find a solution tomorrow. So, we write out these things. We are counseling our mind. Okay, shut down every file before we go to sleep. Just 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long. Doesn't take very long. So we are healing our emotional wound before we go to sleep. Otherwise, that emotion goes into the subconscious during our sleep. That's why people cannot forget things for 20 years. I can't forgive them. I can't forget what they did because that day I went to sleep with it. So it's gone into my subconscious. Before I sleep, it's only on the conscious layer of the mind. One like this, and I can clean it off. But once it goes deep inside, it becomes difficult to clean. So clean off the mind every night before going to sleep. Then 10 minutes of a very healthy emotional diet. Emotional diet means what we watch, what we read, what we listen. And that's why content is one of the major reasons for what is happening in people's minds. What I watch, what I read, what I listen is who I become. So, why, as children, we were not having all these issues which children are having today? Because we didn't have content. It's very simple. We didn't have content. We didn't have phones. We didn't have internet. We did not have 24/7 television. So, we are that generation. And therefore, we didn't have depression. We didn't have stress. It was hardly there in society. So it's content. Content is equal to personality, is equal to destiny. That's the power of content because everything that I put in. So at least 10 minutes before I sleep, take in a healthy content because that's what is going to work on your system during your 6 hours of sleep. So very pure, positive, powerful content of all these emotions: faith, purity, compassion, gratitude, acceptance. Put it inside before you go to sleep. It's going to work for the next 6 hours. So that's where spiritual study, a self transformation book, a positive video, something like that, 10 minutes in the night before we go to sleep. The last layer on the blotting paper, very powerful. 5 minutes, meditate, reflect, surrender what has happened. And if we don't know how to meditate, we will just create a few affirmations right now. And I request you to write these for yourself. Use these affirmations till you learn to how to meditate. Affirmations means thoughts manifest. So I need to create some thoughts which I want should manifest in my life because that's a spiritual equation. Sankalp se siddhi. And we've got unlimited experiences of how this works. Power of affirmation plus power of visualization. Please just have a look at it online. I'm sure most of it you are already using it. Power of affirmation plus power of visualization. People use it to create miracles in the outer world. We are going to use it to create miracles in the inner world. So an actor will visualize their part before they play their part. A doctor visualizes their surgery before they go into the operation theater. A sports star visualizes their game before they go on the ground. We are going to visualize how we are going to be here before we go out for the day. So that is meditation. Affirmation, a high vibrational positive thought, visualizing it, and then manifesting it during the day. So let's create a few affirmations for this current time, which we can use on a daily basis for at least next 3 months. First affirmation, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful being. What am I saying here? Which means whenever a situation comes, I respond because I'm powerful. If I was weak, I react. So I am a powerful being. So vocabulary of affirmation is we say that we already are what we want to become. Today, the world keeps saying I'm stressed, I'm irritated, I'm disturbed. Some people say I'm depressed. And when they keep saying this, I am this so often, it only manifests more. So I am should always be a very positive word. Very positive. You are should also be a very positive word. Whether you're saying it to your colleague, whether you're saying it to your child, whether you're saying it to a spouse, be very careful. It's an affirmation. Our name is an affirmation. And that's why in India, we always have very meaningful names and very high energy names because the name is something which is going to be repeated throughout your life. You're going to hear it the maximum. It's your most used word. That's why it's always a high energy word because it's an affirmation. So I am a powerful being. I am calm and stable always. I am calm and stable always. Third, I am fearless. I am fearless. Fourth, I am an instrument of God for my country. It's not that we do everything. We channelize, we connect to the divine and say, use me for creating something which is good for the country and the world. I am an instrument of God for my country and the world. Fourth. Fifth, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. Instead of thinking, what if this happens to me? Then that vibration keeps radiating to the body. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. So we are radiating a thought of health to the body. Have any ailment, I will put an affirmation for that. My blood pressure is normal, even if it's not normal. In fact, when it's not normal, we put it, otherwise we don't need the affirmation. So affirmation is for changing something. So my blood pressure is normal and you can put the figure there. My sugar levels are normal, put the figure there if you have an issue with that. Otherwise, just simple. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. Then create a very beautiful visual. God's power and blessings is a circle of divine protection around me. This is our protection kit. This is a vibrational protection. PPE kit protects from virus. High energy vibration protects from vibrations around us. Energy, we're surrounded by vibrations of people and situations. So God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around me. Visualize yourself in a circle of white divine light. Now draw the same thing around your family so that you don't create any worry for them. What if something happens to them? I'm going to work every day. What if I get exposed? And then all these thoughts are unhealthy thoughts. We take care, but we don't worry and think like that. So to replace my thought of worry, I create a thought. God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my family. We are all safe. Instead of creating a thought, we are all exposed. We are all safe. Thoughts manifest. Thoughts radiate to the body. Thoughts reach people. If you create a thought like this of worry about your family, it reaches them. They start creating the same thought. The thought is the easiest catch infection. Easiest. Even COVID will take a little time. Thought reaches instantly to people. So if you create a powerful thought, you can finish the worry of other people. And if you create a worry thought, you can cause them to worry even if they were not worrying, because your thought reaches them. Telepathy is happening always, not once in a while. So circle of protection, we are all safe. Then draw the same circle of protection around your organization. Very important that God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around my work, around my work. Everything is smooth and perfect here, and we create miracles every day. Just bless your work with the highest energy so that this energy of the place will go way high and things will come to your mind and your intuition power will go very high. So everything is perfect and smooth. Creating miracles is a normal way of living. And then create a blessing for the planet and the country. God's power and blessing, circle of protection around the world. The world is safe. Apart from that, you can put an affirmation for anything in your life that you want to manifest. Anything. The vocabulary is important. What I want should happen. I have to say it already has happened. It's already happened. If you want to forget and forgive somebody, just put a thought there. Past is past. It's over. I forgive, I release, I forget. Just say it. It's only you have to keep saying it. And it's going to happen automatically in a few days. This is coding of the mind. We're actually coding the mind. And then during the day, the buttons will be pressed and the output will be what I have coded. So I have to code correctly. So create any affirmation which you would want to manifest. For your relationships, you can write, we accept each other and we stand on a foundation of trust and acceptance. It's for all your relationships of life. So about 8 to 10 affirmations, please say them as your last thoughts before you go to sleep. The last thought is nothing less than magic. People will call it magic. For us, it's pure science of the mind. It's science that whatever is your last thought is going to go deep into the subconscious and it works during the night. It works during the night. And therefore, be very careful just before you sleep. Don't create an ordinary thought or a worry thought. Don't even create a thought, oh, my back is paining, my this is hurting. No, even if it is hurting, say my body is perfect and healthy, go to sleep. Now that yoga will take place during the next 6 hours, that thought will radiate to your body. So just before you sleep, please say your affirmations. Close your eyes, keep saying them, and go off to sleep. So you have radiated the highest vibrational energy to your mind and to your body and to the environment during your sleep. So it's called Yog Nidra. Yog Nidra. Your sleep, your dreams, any restlessness during sleep, everything will disappear. Everything will go off. If I'm not consuming any turbulent content before I sleep, I'm consuming pure content for 10 minutes before I sleep, and I'm meditating and saying higher vibrational thoughts just before I sleep. Quality of sleep will change in 1 week. Certain, 1 week. You can even test a simple thing like when you wake up, please look at your bed. How wrinkled is all your bed sheet or how smooth it is? It all depends how comfortable the mind and body was during the night. If I'm very restless in my mind, my bed sheet will be all different in the morning. That's how much impact our mind body has on everything. So we need to start checking all these things. We'll see so much difference in them. Now, when I've slept so well, I will wake up natural. And the first thing that I will do before I even get out of bed, first thing, 5 thoughts of gratitude. 5 thoughts of gratitude. One, gratitude to the supreme power. Second, gratitude to my mind and body for being healthy. Third, gratitude to all the people in my life. All the people, work, home, everybody. And fourth, gratitude to my work. Gratitude to my work. And fifth, gratitude to nature, Prakriti. So 5 thoughts of gratitude. When I create gratitude, my mind shifts to a higher vibrational frequency. Gratitude is a very high vibrational frequency. So 5 thoughts of gratitude. Then, if we know how to meditate, we meditate first thing in the morning. By the way, if we go to sleep by 10, we will easily wake up between 4 and 5. And that 4 o'clock time is called the Brahma Muhurat, Amrit Vela. Brahma Muhurat means the highest vibrational time. Amrit Vela means time which is like Amrit. And many people are hardly ever awake between 4 and 5. Today, the West is calling it the 5 a.m. Leadership Club. India calls it Brahma Muhurat, Amrit Vela, the time for the highest creativity, intuition power, energizing. But we cannot wake up at that time unless we slept right and slept early. So we will wake up early, we will be in meditation. Till we learn meditation, please say those affirmations at least 3 times in the morning, 3 to 5 times. And not just say it, gently visualize it. I am a powerful being. See yourself during the day at work, not reacting. I'm powerful. I'm calm and stable. See it. I'm healthy. So, power of affirmation plus power of visualization. Coding is happening. So, at least 3 to 5 times in the morning, which means spend at least 5 to 10 minutes. This is the first step of meditation. Then, at least 20 minutes of healthy emotional diet in the morning, which means again spiritual content, pure diet, highest vibrational diet, at least 20 minutes. So this is 30 minutes for self-care every morning. This should be mandatory for my lifestyle. I have no way that I can say to myself, I don't have time. It's not possible because then I'm again living like a victim. And when I start changing my lifestyle, I'm going to have a lot of extra time. So this half an hour, gratitude, 5-7 minutes of affirmation, 20 minutes of positive content study. This half an hour is for my mind, and then half an hour, 45 minutes for the health of my body, which is yoga, pranayam, walk, exercise, whatever we like. We have to do it on a daily basis. So minimum 60 to 75 minutes should be for self-care. And we were not doing this. Many of us were not doing this before COVID. And that's why COVID has hit us. And yet we were healthier than many others because we are integrating some elements of self-care in our life. So just let's start increasing it. And self-care, not just care of body, but care of mind also. So those 30 minutes, and when you start doing it, your children will start doing it. That's going to be such a big gift and blessing for them. because they are a generation who are flooded with content right from when they are kids. We got flooded with content after the age of 20, 25, 30. They are flooded right from the time they are kids. So deep impact. And the last thing is the food we eat. We are what we eat. The Hindi line is very powerful. Jaisa ann, vaisa man. It's not we are what we eat means the body. It is jaisa ann, vaisa man, which means as is the mind, so is the as is the food, so is the mind. As is the water, so are the words. Jaisa ann, vaisa man. Jaisa pani, vaisi vani. These are our spiritual equations. We are not using this power enough. They are power. They are nothing less than power. Lot of power. That as will be the vibrations of my food, so will be the state of mind. As will be the vibrations of my water, so will be my mind and my words. Now, let's look at the current time. The water of the city will be vibrating with fear and anxiety. There is vibration in the water, and it will be vibrating with fear and anxiety. And if I had to just drink a glass of water like this, I'm consuming the emotional infection that's coming with the water. Nowadays, some of you and some of the doctors are saying, oh, COVID can also come through water. Now, these are visible things, so we know we can see them. Vibration comes with water and with comes with the food. So we have to take a lot of care of our food and water. So first thing is to experiment with a plant-based diet. Because an animal-based diet, the vibration is very different. Animal in a slaughterhouse, what's the vibration? It is helplessness, hurt, fear, pain, anger, hatred, then violence, then death. And that's the vibration of the food that will come there. And we somehow called it health. It's not health, it's proteins. It's proteins is not only health. It's only proteins. It's not health. It should not be called health. It should be called proteins, and people should decide what they want to do. So it's got very painful vibrations. Death of one cannot be health of somebody else. So let's experiment with a plant-based diet. Now, so that's the first step to a higher vibrational food. Second is the way it's cooked. So the kitchen at home, and if you have a kitchen in the organization, it's a very powerful place to influence the minds of people. Have high energy words playing in the kitchen. This is how food is cooked in temples, in gurdwaras, wherever prasad is made. It always has high energy words playing where the food is being cooked. So every word of that prayer, of the bhajan, of the mantra is going into the food and the water. And through that, it's going and energizing the minds of everyone who is eating. So please take care that the place where the food is being cooked in the house and in the organization, it should have high energy words 24/7, so that the water gets energized, the food gets energized. The people who are cooking, so if you're cooking at home or somebody else is cooking for you, they need to be in a very peaceful state while they're cooking. They cannot be angry or worried or stressed and cook. Better not to eat. Better to just eat fruit and salad, but don't eat food that is cooked in a lot of anxiety or pain. It can get very toxic for people who will eat it, because it's the vibration. So food, person cooking has to be in a very peaceful state of mind, not talking on the phone with the earpiece and cooking, talking about things here and there. No, not playing movie songs while food is being cooked, and do not have the world news or anything like that playing in the house when food is being cooked, because all those words are going to go into the food. So food should not be called food, it should be called prasad. Prasad ban raha hai. Take care. Take care. Now, so what we are eating is taken care. How we are eating it is taken care. How we are cooking it is taken care. Now, how we are eating it. So make it a culture at home and at work. No phone, no TV while eating. No phone, no TV while eating. Nowadays, eating has become some side thing. We drive while eating, we talk while eating, we are on phones while eating. And of course, when we are at home in the evening, we're sitting in front of the TV while eating. We are having work-related meetings while eating. So eating is like one side thing. Eating is energizing for mind and body. It's nothing less than a ritual. It should be like a ritual. It's going to energize mind and body. So 10 minutes of a meal, we're going to do nothing else. So no phone, no TV. Please teach this to the children. They are used to distracted eating. mindful eating practice. Mindful eating practice. So no gadgets, no work conversation, because your lunch would be mostly in the office. But while you are eating your lunch, please don't talk about work. It's only 10 minutes. And remember, whatever you're talking, it's going into the food. Don't talk about the people at work. You know what? They did this, he did this. Don't talk when the food is there. Ideally, never talk like that about anybody. It's an energy depleter, but definitely not with the food, water, with your tea and coffee. Never. You're actually stirring it into that and putting it into your system. So 10 minutes of a meal is either in silence, best preference silence. Second, happy conversations. Simple, sweet, less talk, happy conversations. And just before we begin eating, please pause for 5 seconds. Pause for 5 seconds, say your gratitude, and say your affirmations into your food. Energize your food with affirmations. So then that affirmation will go into the food. I'm powerful, I'm healthy, I'm perfect, I'm happy, I'm fearless. And this is going to go inside, and the mind is going to start understanding it and saying it more often. I'm powerful, I'm healthy. So energize your food, energize your every glass of water. Pause for 5 seconds. Effect of emotions on water needs to be experimented with. Done a lot of experiments. At the Brahma Kumaris, we have something called Yogic Kheti, where we go and meditate in the farms. So half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening, adopted farms, and go and meditate there. And the Minister of Agriculture, they're also evaluating that. The quality of the produce, the size, the color, the taste. Everything changes when you're focused meditation on the product. So that's the impact on food and water. Emotions on food and water is our fourth yoga, yoga with nature, prakriti. So please say your affirmations into your food. Please say it into your every glass of water. And if you drink tea or coffee, then please say it to your tea or coffee. I know it might sound a little too much, but it's hardly anything. It's just 5 seconds. Like how you all taught us that wash your hands for 20 seconds. Now, people might think 20 seconds, I have to keep on washing my hands. But if I want to save myself from the virus, I have to wash for 20 seconds. If I want to save myself from the vibration of the city and the country and the person who has cooked the food, I have to take my 5 seconds. I have to take my 5 seconds, and I put my affirmation into the food and water, and then that becomes my natural way of thinking. If we lead this lifestyle, which means morning affirmation, 20 minutes of healthy diet, then every meal, every glass of water, 5 seconds of affirmation, going to sleep early, 2 hours before, disconnected from the world content, saying our affirmations just before we go to sleep. Simple things. Overall, you're just saying your affirmations for less than 10 minutes in the day, because 5 minutes in the morning, 1 minute in the night, 5 seconds before every, it's less than 10 minutes overall on a daily basis in 24 hours. Within 15 to 20 days, it's not going to take longer than that. Within 15 to 20 days, you're going to start seeing a change happening here. Your thoughts will start changing because you are going to start becoming emotionally healthier. And then you'll see a behavioral change because you're becoming emotionally fit. And then after that, the crisis will always be only outside. Outside, because my emotional health is high, I can remain calm here and face the crisis, whether it's a crisis of a country, organization, or my personal or family crisis. It's just the pressure. Stress is not equal to pressure. I'm going to focus on the denominator and raise it multifold, and I can actually lead a life where there's hardly any stress. Hardly any stress. So just little simple lifestyle habits. They're very simple, actually, very simple. And if you do it, the best gift is your children will start doing it. We are the last generation who knows all this lifestyle. They don't even know all this. So it's our moral responsibility to hand over that correct lifestyle to them. Otherwise, we are responsible for what impact all this technology and content is going to have on these children. They are taking depression and anxiety pills before an exam. If someone had to take an anti-anxiety medicine before an exam, will they really be able to face the pressures of their life? Will they really? In our era, only the children who would fail would get tensed before an exam. Today, the child who comes first is also getting stressed. So what is the definition of stress then? Is this success? This is not success. This is not success. This is only achievement coming first. But I'm not calm and stable, then I can't call myself successful. So let's start experimenting with these simple lifestyle habits. Let's make emotional health our priority. Physical and mental health will kind of be taken care of when we're eating right and exercising. Then we are total wellness, total wellness. And this will have an impact on our environment and on our work. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much for such a motivating, inspirational, and thought-provoking talk. I think we are totally awakened to listen your beautiful messages, and we will try to implement this. There are some questions from the audience. Still, we have more than 450 connections. So most of the ICMR Institute directors, scientists, they are connected. So first question is, being sensitive and emotional, is it healthy or unhealthy?
It is the definition of the word that matters. When we say being sensitive, actually means that you are sensitive to something happening around you, which means you're not indifferent. Suppose, like nowadays we hear, okay, somebody is in pain, people are driving away. So they're not sensitive that someone is injured, someone needs help, so they are not sensitive. So it's not good to be not sensitive. I should be very sensitive. But today we have taken the word sensitive in a very different way. So today we say, oh, I saw them in pain, so I also had tears in my eyes. This is not sensitive. Then I'm consuming the pain of the other person. So sensitive means to be sensitive that someone is going through something and to be able to empower them. Don't consume people's pain. So empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy means I see somebody in pain and I also create the same pain. I don't need to create pain. I need to understand pain. So it's like how a doctor does on a physical level. They understand people's pain. They understand what that body must be going through and they treat them. But when it comes to emotional, we don't understand pain. We start feeling the same pain. We can also have tears in our eyes. Then we have consumed pain. If we keep consuming people's pain, then our emotional health will go down. And how will we radiate power to them? We have consumed their pain. And even at home, even with children, this should not happen, that we consume their pain. If they are going through something, we are also feeling low. Then who will energize them? Who will energize them? So sensitive, empathetic, but not weak. Not weak. Don't consume people's pain. This is called emotional detachment, being very strong, being very strong, being very powerful, and pulling other people out of pain. Like a counselor. A counselor doesn't go in pain if you go and tell them the worst thing that's happened in your life. They will just be stable and they will just talk to you and they will help you to come out of it. They won't be judgmental also. How could you do this? What? Okay, never mind. It happened. Come, let's see what we have to do now. This is how we have to be with everybody, including our children and family.
Thank you so much. The second question is, even if my mind is unable to accept, if I keep on saying I am a peaceful soul, will it work?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. As of now, it is not supposed to accept because I am not peaceful right now. But because I am not peaceful, I'm going to say it so that I start shifting. Because if I don't say I'm peaceful, I'm saying I am stressed. And the more I'm repeating that affirmation, it's increasing. Look at a simple affirmation like I am busy. I'm busy. I don't have time. This has become our affirmation. Before somebody says something, you say, I'm very busy. I don't have time. It's not a good thought at all, neither for the mind, neither for the body, because constantly we are creating an energy of lack. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Never we should say this. Very unhealthy thought. We should say, I'm easy. I have a lot of time, but I will meet you at 4 o'clock. Simple. I have a lot of time, but I'm doing this work. The vocabulary, the word is important. Shabda. That's why mantra. What is mantra? They are high energy words. So we have mantra for health, we have mantra for wealth, we have mantra for happiness. So what is that mantra? They are high energy words. Keep reciting them, keep repeating them, repeating them, repeating them. They will start manifesting. But sometimes what happens? We say the mantra only from here. And in our mind, we are thinking something else. then we are not able to manifest. So when we write affirmations, we are choosing our personal thoughts and writing it. So we have to consciously create it. So it will work. Yes, it will.
Okay, thank you. The third question is, do I exist in my body only, or consciousness hosting my body within?
Consciousness posted in my?
Or consciousness hosting my body within consciousness?
Acha, consciousness. What we understand it as, this is a body, which is matter, which is physical. And here, near the hypothalamus in the brain, is an energy which is running the brain, and then the brain is running the body. So that energy we call soul, spirit, consciousness, light, power, whatever we want to call it. That's the mind. So the doctor can show me any part of the body. The doctor can also show me the brain, but the doctor cannot show me my mind. They can't show us our mind because mind is not physical. So that's the energy. That's the energy. So that energy can be called consciousness, light, spirit, soul, that resides inside the body. But I am the energy and this is my body. So when the energy leaves the body, then we say this is a dead body. The energy has left, the life has left. So we say wo chale gaye. वो चले गए. तो वो चले गए means they have left. Now this is the body that is left behind.
Okay, thank you. Another question is, can you please tell me where is mind in the body?
That's what here, this energy. And that's why when we are thinking, we know where we are thinking. We're not thinking here, here, here. We're always thinking here. We can feel where our thoughts is. So that's the mind.
Very true. The last question, I think, is how can we overcome our original character and inculcate the yogic character?
First of all, what we are calling as the original character is not actually the original character. That has become the acquired character. The original character. Look at a child. Why a child is so attractive? Attractive not because of how they look, attractive because of their vibration. So even when you're in a market, you're a shop, and if you see a baby in arms, you kind of get pulled towards a child. What does a child have? A child has purity. A child has innocence. A child is egoless. They're egoless. They're not seeing you as higher, lesser, more, above, nothing. We all were children. We all were pure, egoless. And then over a period of time, layers and layers and layers of who I am, what I am, I acquired, and my ego started going increasing, and my purity started reducing. So this ego is not my original character. Original is I am pure, I am peaceful. Om Shanti means I am a peaceful soul. That is the meaning of Om Shanti. Om means Aham Atma, Shant. So purity, peace, wisdom, power, happiness, bliss. This is our original nature of every soul. It's like white. White is the original color. Now, during the day, if I don't take care, I will have stains on this white color by the end of the day. And that stain is ego, stress, anxiety, fear. So the stain is not the original color. I have to remember the white was the original color. The acquired nature is the stain, and any acquired thing can be washed off. And this acquired nature is going to go away very soon. You just have to start taking care and it's gone.
Thank you so much. The another question is, can spirituality affect the emotional health?
Oh yeah, that is only. Everything that we did today was a spiritual lifestyle. This is a yogic lifestyle. Most important starts with content. Content needs to be right. And meditation. So that is spiritual tools. And during the day, a karam yogi. So when you practice yoga meditation, you become a karam yogi. Nowadays, we don't use the word correctly. We say we are karam yogis because we are working. Just because we are working, that doesn't mean I'm a karam yogi. Karam yogi means I am in a yogi state while working. Yogi state, which means highest values, principles, and ethics first, highest. Second, my behaviors with everybody in a yogi vibration. Second, in your case, it's different, but normally in business and where at work, people prioritize more on how much they earn. So as a society, our priority is about how much I earn. Karam yogi priority will not be how much I earn. How I earn will be the priority. My way of earning should be right because my way of earning is making my sanskar. How much I earn is only buying the comforts of my life. They're only buying the comforts of our life. So Karam Yogi means you are serving in a high vibrational, your purpose of life is to give to the world, and how much you earn is not as important as how you earn. So values, principles, and ethics are highest if we are Karam Yogi. So Karam Yogi doesn't mean I'm working. That's not Karam Yogi. I'm doing my Karam in a yogi state.
Thank you so much. Another question is about the food. If someone is taking food 2 times, what should be the advice or frequency of taking sattvic food?
If someone is taking food twice, then
Twice.
what should be the frequency of sattvic food?
Sattvic food.
So both the times it will have to be sattvic food, obviously. We shift to a plant-based diet. Actually, anyone needs to do just an experiment of 3 months to a plant-based diet, and they can see a difference in themselves.
So 2 more questions. Last question, I think, should be, if someone has done injustice and you could not do anything, shall we forget that and forgive who harmed you?
There are 2 laws. One is the law of the country, and second is the law of karma. So when someone has done something wrong, injustice, either the law of country will work with it. In case, like you said, okay, you could not get anything done, which means the law of country was not applicable. The law of karma always works with every person. Karma has a consequence. Now, let me focus on myself. If I hold on to it and I hold that resentment and pain, I will create pain in my mind and body. I will create pain in my mind and body because it will remain here. So forgive means just forgive doesn't mean that person was correct. Forgive means from today, I am not going to think about them because thinking about them is troubling my mind and body. So I cannot forgive other people because their karma is with them. My forgiveness can do nothing to them. But when I say I forgive them, it actually means I'm forgiving myself. I am not going to abuse my mind and my body anymore. There was a lady who came to our center a couple of years back. She was abused when she was 5 years old, and now she was 35 years old. And she didn't like people. She couldn't trust people. She didn't like her parents also, because as a 5-year-old child, she felt they did not protect her. And then when she came to the center, she understood karma philosophy. She understood her thoughts. She just came one day and she said, that person abused me 30 years back and only physically and once. And what did I do to myself? 30 years I have abused myself in the mind. I have hated people, I have not trusted people, and I have lived in so much pain. So today I forgive myself and I forgive him, and I am releasing all this. So you basically gifting yourself when you forgive somebody. You're not doing a favor to the other person. So don't think you're forgiving people. You're only forgiving yourself by releasing it from here.
Thank you. So last question is, you have explained about the sleep, very beautifully explained about the sleep and the importance of sleep. But what if a profession demands your late night working? For example, if a doctor is working in the late night hours, so how he can manage with the sleep?
Yeah. So even if they're working late night, but they have to give themselves at least 10 minutes before they go to sleep. So you're working, and you suddenly come and you go to sleep, then you have not cleaned. Like many of us have a shower before we go to sleep. Why do we prefer to have a shower? So that we are cleansing the energy of the day. We wear clean clothes to go to sleep. We have a clean bed sheet too. Would you ever be able to sleep on the dirty bed sheet? No, it's not easy. You have a clean room where you sleep. Similarly, you need to have a clean mind before we go to sleep. So if we have late working hours, still keep at least 10 minutes, to say those affirmations, 5 minutes, read something positive, then go to sleep. At least that much we should do, the 10 minutes for ourselves.
Thank you so much. So now I will request Dr. Samiran Panda to say the take-home message and overall about this program. Dr. Samiran.
Good afternoon, Sister Shivani. First of all, very, very big thank you from the entire ICMR family.
Thank you so much.
There is a saying that every good thing has to come to an end, and this wonderful moment is also, and the session which we were experiencing is going to come to an end. But I think it's not really coming to an end, because the talk that you gave was so thought-provoking. I was looking at the chat box, And without exception, almost everybody said that it was so thought-provoking, and each one of them who were writing in the chat box, they are going back with something. So although this particular session is coming to an end, I'm sure that it is really going to continue for some more time, if not for days or months together. So something is being carried forward from your talk in their thoughts. So I cannot really call it an end. While I was listening to you, I realized that you started with the word emotion. And then, of course, you ended with a solution, which also was a word which started with the alphabet E, an equation you helped us with. So the emotion, and then you talked about energy, and then all of these, starting from within, you also talked about empathy, which is about connecting with the larger society and the larger mass around us. And then when you talked about the equation, it was so beautiful to hear, because we are with a profession where we focus mostly on the physical health and the equation that would heal them physically. But today, we all sort of went into this introspection of realizing that how preparedness could help us, not only physically, but also emotionally, to deal with the pressure that might confront us. So again, I will end here by saying that the most beautiful solution or a clue to help that you left us with was the exit plan on a daily basis while we are going to sleep. So how do we exit from what all happened with us throughout the day and then go into that mode of energizing? How do you re-energize yourself internally? And of course, start a new day again the next day. Thank you again, Sister Shivani, very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.